if we want to extrapolate that to like all spheres, like social skills, dating skills, athletic skills, intellectual skills, whatever, um, can everyone like always aspire for like the top, or like is there like a dose of realism that's due? And I think you had like a good post that I really like, but I want to spend some time actually discussing this on the call too.
No, I mean, it is possible. Like, legitimately anything is
Mhm.
possible. And it's not, I don't think it's hard work and perspiration, all that stuff. I think it's creativity. I think that
Creativity.
that's the differentiating factor is how creative are you, right? And so that's what's allowed me to succeed in the dating niche, right? Because how long has the dating niche been around with mystery and this and that and Michael Sartain and all these big names? How am I going to blow past all these people within a couple years? Creative, just a creative idea, creative systems, a whole new concept. That's the same way I became the top producer at my mortgage company. I was inexperienced. Guy's been in the business for 30 years. I doubled second place in production because I had more creative emails. I had more creative ways of structuring my deals and sending it out. I wasn't smarter. I knew less about mortgages. And for every reason that you have in your mind as to why you can't achieve what you want to achieve, it's a story that you tell yourself for which I can always give you at least one example to the contrary. There are guys in the NPA that are 5'9", Earl Boykins. So he may not be the tallest, but he is, I don't know if it's creativity, but he jumps very fucking high, right? So your genetics, right? All of this stuff is where you start, not where you go. So there is like the realism that needs to be accepted is where you're at. That's where realism comes into play. It's where you start, not where you can go. And I think that's what you're alluding to, because the realism is like acceptance of where your beginning place is. But if you really wanted to, right? If you really, really, really wanted to, and you poured your entire heart and soul into it, you could probably become pretty fucking good at basketball and maybe even go to the NBA. You'd have to learn how to run really fast and jump really high. And, wherever your genetics are at is where you start off. But there are guys that are short as fuck that play basketball.
Mhm.
Just like there's an example for everything. Like give me another scenario. There's always somebody that's the exception.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so it sort of
There
sounds
is
like if there's a goal that's worthwhile pursuing, don't cap yourself mentally on where you could go. Like the realism aspect is where you're at, not where you can go. Whereas maybe previously I was
100%.
thinking it's like a combination of where you're at and like where you could possibly go.
Yeah.
But you're saying that's maybe the mistaken part of it. Like, I shouldn't think like realism is like where I could possibly go. Like if I'm working in earnest.
Yeah, because what you tell yourself about where you can go becomes the reason that you do or don't get there.
That's the self-fulfilling prophecy
The
aspect.
self-fulfilling prophecy. Because we act according to what we believe,
Mm.
right? So our beliefs enforce our actions enforce our results, and then our result is what reinforces our belief, and it's a cycle.
That last part is really cool. The results tie back to the beliefs.
Exactly. So the way out of that is to first of all deconstruct your beliefs and take a step back and admit that you don't know anything. And
Mhm.
once you've been able to admit that you're clueless and then you don't know anything, it gives you a blank slate. From that blank slate, you can create a new belief from nothing, from
Mhm.
zero, which is a
Mhm.
possibility. So now we're getting into like the science of possibility, I guess. You can create a possibility from scratch. And then when you act in accordance to that possibility, you can then begin to get results in accordance to that possibility, which gives you feedback that reinforces that belief. The reason people don't do this is because it's not easy. It will take years and it will take effort. And that man needs to look himself in the mirror and decide is how hard am I willing to work for what I want? And who am I? Like, who am I willing to accept that I'm going to become? Some guys aren't willing to accept anything less than their fullest fucking potential.
Mhm.
That means like going hard as shit. If you're Austin Medlin, you're up at 4 a.m., you're working out, you're getting all your nutrition dialed in. He's got a private chef. He's running calls all the way to 10 p.m. Then he's filming YouTube videos. Then he's knocking out. It's no
Yeah.
wonder he makes 200K per month in his business and drives a McLaren.
Yeah, it's like the boot camp mentality. It's like you're being as efficient as you can, and you're walking the walk.
Yeah, and read Dan Bilzerian's book too, right? Like it talks about how there's a reason that he became who he is too. He was in the Navy SEALs,
Hmm.
and they push you past what you think you can achieve. And then once you
Yeah.
start doing that, you start seeing that it was all just in your mind. These guys are staying up for 3 days in a row. These guys are like breaking their legs and like still continuing to like run. Like the ordinary person would be like, that's not possible. Like
Hmm.
you know, like David Goggins, like this information, it's nothing new.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
I've seen like some YouTube videos of like Navy SEAL Hell Camp, and like, it's ludicrously challenging. But like you said, like you see like these seemingly normal-ish people achieving these great things, which you would think like it wouldn't be possible. So
Yeah,
um,
and then we make up a story about why we're not the same, right? And the beliefs
oh,
that
they're not actually normal. They're
yeah,
like extraordinary. Yeah.
and at the end of the day, the beliefs that you fight for are the beliefs that you get to keep. It's your choice.
That was some sauce right there. I had to pause for a second, write that down.
That was good.
Is that something that is like where'd you get that quote? That's a fire quote.
The beliefs that you
Is
fight
that
for, the ones
yours?
that you get to keep.
Yeah, is that yours?
Austin.
Oh, okay. It's a fire quote. So
And that's why having mentors is clutch.
yeah, I'm gonna bold that in the notes. That's good. Um,
Because I paid over $10,000 for his mentorship,
mhm.
right? So that's all in my mind, and now I can give it to you guys for free.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean it's something I've realized in the past like 1-2 years, like um, investing in yourself by way of these kinds of programs, like it's really hard to quantify how much it could help.
Yeah.